Welcome back as we turn to some of the morning's other headlines now. President Biden is proposing a new rule that would close the so-called gun show loophole. The plan would require anyone who is selling a gun for a profit to get a federal license and conduct a criminal background check, whether they sell the weapon in a store or at a gun show. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives currently license roughly 80,000 brick-and-mortar gun dealers. However, gun sales are increasingly happening outside of that system and therefore without background checks. The new rule will go through the federal rulemaking process and will likely be challenged in court by Second Amendment activists. Earlier this summer, the U.S. Supreme Court blocked one of the items on the top of the Biden administration's wish list to cancel $400 billion in student loans. The administration countered by moving to forgive the loans for an estimated 800,000 people, labeling it a one-time fix. Conservative groups then sued to block that move, but a federal judge dismissed their lawsuit last month. Today is now the day that federal student loan interest resumes after years of being put on pause due to the pandemic. For more, let's bring in NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster. Shaq, what can you tell us?
Hi there. Well, you mentioned it. For tens of millions of borrowers, today is the day when interest will start accruing and accumulating on their student loans after that 3-year pause due to the pandemic. But because of an action the administration launched in April of 2022, so April of last year, for hundreds of thousands of people, they're seeing a new balance when they log into their account that says $0.00.
Everything says paid in full.
The relief and celebration came in a flurry.
I've been paying on student loans for 38 years.
Zero balance.
I am thankful for the Biden administration finally coming through.
The Biden administration wiping away $39 billion in student debt.
To see zero, I'm used to seeing zero on my checking account, not my student loans or a credit card or anything like that, so it's shocking.
After more than 20 years of payments, Sarah Walsh's $40,000 balance gone overnight. How? The Education Department just did a one-time adjustment to fix errors with some programs that forgive loans after decades of monthly payments. Borrowers got credit for late or partial payments and for the time servicers put their loans in an extended pause or forbearance.
These borrowers should have been in an income-driven payment plan. If the system had worked, these borrowers would have had their loans canceled a long time ago.
While this isn't the widespread cancellation that the Supreme Court blocked in June, the administration says this relief will impact more than 800,000 borrowers. What does this forgiveness mean to you?
I'm not so pressured to pay my bills that I have. I can start budgeting a way to get a car, since I've never owned a car in my entire life.
With college debt now nearing $1.8 trillion nationwide, the president is celebrating the change and previewing additional action.
I promise to fix the problems of the existing student loan program that hurt borrowers for much too long, and I'm proud we're keeping that promise.
We think it's unlawful, illegal, and ultimately unconstitutional.
But two conservative groups are launching another legal fight, asking federal courts to block future forgiveness.
This is not just some sort of administrative fix. What they're doing is just trying to maximize cancellation of loans as much as possible and using this so-called adjustment as a pretext for doing so.
But as it stands, cancellation that many thought was a dream is now a reality.
I kept logging in to make sure that it said zero.
And it still says zero.
It still says zero, and the smile hasn't left my face.
You'll notice that the people who are benefiting from this round of forgiveness are those who have been paying literally for decades on their student loans. Now, for those who are fresher into their repayments, who will see that payment restart on October 1st, the administration has launched a new program, a new income-driven repayment plan to help those borrowers. It's called the SAVE Plan. Part of that plan, it cuts the maximum, or I should say minimum payment from 10% of discretionary income to 5% of discretionary income. They say that can end up helping make payments $0 for many borrowers. Jonathan?
NBC's Shaquille Brewster. Thank you, Shaq, for that report. Now, of course,